Welcome back, everybody. We are on the scene. Today starts the fourth quarter. Today is the 1st of September, and thus the best day to sign up for Patreon. Don't wait, sign up today. What does Patreon come with? Who is it for? Patreon is for anyone looking to invest in themselves to become a better trader. It comes with daily publishes of trade setups, technical analysis, news analysis, macro market analysis, all kinds of insights that I share exclusively with the patrons. There's educational videos and content. This is going to be a big month for our group, so I'm hoping for a lot of new members this month. Check it out. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for the new stream. Let's get into it. Whoa, almost did that again. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Get these tunes rolling. Oh yeah. So we've got a little gloating to do today. For those of you who have been enjoying the streams day to day, hopefully you took advantage of this one. We had a rather spicy trade setup on the 1st. Looks good. So, on the 1st of October, we saw this nice little rally up to 48K. We saw a pullback to 46.7. Using our Fibonacci extension tool, let's go back in time. We were expecting this price action. Typically, when you see a swing high and a swing low, when you have a sign of reversal, you can use this Fibonacci tool, connect the high to the low, and we use what are called extensions. We see our 1, 6, 1, 8, and our 2. Typically, we use these as our measured move targets. That put price into the range of 48.7, 49.2. And we were expecting a test of 49.2. Back test, 48.7. Let's zoom on ahead to the current day. Yeah, this trade did take a little longer than I would have expected. We had some ranging. We even had a threatening low in this time. Let's see, boom. Right here in today's candle, we had this nasty little low, but we did not exceed our swing low here on our Fibonacci tool, so our targets were still valid. They were still in play. And you'll never guess what happened next. Exactly as predicted. Not a lot else to say about that. Love it. So guys, if you're joining us, please smash that like button for the new stream. Subscribe to the channel. Help us get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's a very modest goal. I believe in it. We started this year with under 10,000. Now we're near 40. So with your help, maybe we'll get to 50. Check out the Patreon. It's early in the month. If you're interested in trade setups, educational content, videos, insights, technical analysis, all exclusive to the Patreon, check it out. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. There's also links in the video description below. Last but not least, Discord. Jump in the Discord if you haven't yet. It's the best way to keep up with our live streams. There's educational content there, 24/7 chat and chart, as well as regular airdrops. Regular airdrops, that's right. You will get crypto just by being in the Discord. So jump in there. All right, let's get into the content then, right? Hopefully everybody's feeling good. I'm feeling good after this target hit. I don't think we could have had this pinned any better. We saw a rally, a penny above, who knows? Penny above maybe our target, and a pullback to 48.7. Perfect. What happens now? Well, that's not really part of this extension. So we're going to take a look at the chart here. We'll start from the shorter time frames, and we'll work our way out to the longer time frames. Although I do think starting the longer, going to the shorter is the better way to go. I kind of want to see where we might be looking next. What's up, Jeffrey Dockett? Thank you for the 10, man. I don't see a message, unfortunately, but I appreciate you. Let me look in the chat. Maybe you did. Just a generous fellow. You the man, Jeffrey. Thank you, brother. The Darling Silva's here. What's up, Mark? Feeling good. Matthew D, the man. 50K by the end of October. It's over 9,000. We have another patron, Mr. Mark Tinker. Welcome to the club, my friend. Great to have you. I think that you were a patron before. Maybe rejoining the fold. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. 50K by October. I have higher hopes. I have higher hopes. We'll see. Q4, I have huge expectations for. I have been saying this forever. I did think we'd have a bigger close in September. We didn't really get it. However, here we are on Sunday. So all month, meaning the last 3 days, all month, we are looking for a very specific close on the weekly. Currently, we are well above that target, but with 3 hours, 45 minutes to go, it could still go either way. But at the moment, we're at a great price. I want to start with that long time frame so much more. So here's what we'll do. Instead of going through all the time frames like we do, we're just going to real quick peek at this, because this is the important part. This is what we're looking for. This is what we've been talking about. And this is what is looking as if it's going to happen. Our Kaijun on the weekly, sitting at 46.9. We've been talking about this value for weeks and weeks and weeks. We lost it last week. This week, we're looking for a bullish engulf on the weekly here, and it's looking good. The bullish engulf target slightly higher. It's about 47.1, whereas our Kaijun line, our fingers crossed line, we close above at 46.9. Both of those targets now well below us. And this weekly close is looking amazing. We found support on our weekly cloud. That's a great sign. And even more importantly, in my opinion, the 20 weekly, boys. The 20 weekly. We were worried about this back in May, June, July, that the 20 weekly would be resistance, we would reject, and we would enter a bear market. The words enter a bear market came out of my mouth. I know, it's weird. Back in those months. But that's not what happened. Let me make sure this music isn't too loud. Never good. That's not what happened. Instead, bulls took control July 21st, pushed price up all the way to 52K before coming back and back testing that 20 and holding as support so far. This is phenomenal. No bear market has ever started like this. Period. Bear markets in history have started like that. We've seen a move to the 20 and a rejection. We may be looking at the exact opposite. We've broken through. We now have 2 candles. We see wicks on those candles below, showing price traded intra-week down to these levels, but then was bought back up by the market. Bulls not allowing the 20 weekly to be lost and potentially finding it as a long entry. To close this weekly with a bullish engulf and above that Kaijun line, this is a very solid sign. The bears might be going back into hibernation once again. This is very, very exciting. Typically, bounces from the 20, if we zoom out here, we see not that common in the last year or so. Not that common. We don't have many. In fact, the last time that this happened, back here, you'll never guess the date. September, October, right? October, a wild month for Bitcoin in its history. And to see this bounce and to see this buying power can really set this chart up for some upside. We may be looking to explore new all-time highs sooner than we'd expect, and we may be even seeing a retest of the all-time high in October. Fingers crossed. I think it's really going to come down to this weekly. It's going to come down to it. It's very exciting stuff. RSI looks as if it's bouncing off that 50 line, a great sign of strength. VWAP looking to roll over positive. So the weekly is the highlight. This has been our highlight for months. It still is. Here we are, 3 hours to go, and we may finally be getting some kind of confirmation. I can't describe how awesome this could be potentially. So I promised I wouldn't go on and on and on about the longer time frame. So we're going to zoom on in because sure, Tom, we hit this target. It went exactly as predicted. I hate when people say that, but I like making fun of it. It did. But what happens next? What did you do for me today? Well, let's find out. Let's find out. So on the 5, let's just get a little grip here of the chart. 5 minute, not showing us the best. Not showing us the best here. Money flow is positive. VWAP is looking for some more upside on the 5, but our momentum is still down. We haven't seen that wane off yet. However, this catches my eye right here. RSI took a beautiful trip all the way up to about 90. And what we see now is our lows on RSI coming down on the 5 and Provided nothing changes, our low's coming up in price. That's bullish divergence, baby. That's not looking bad. I'd like to see that MACD roll over before we really consider it a reversal. But the 5-minute showing us some good signs into the close here. Let's roll this over to the 15, where we see a conflicting signal. We have our VWAP trending down, our money flows trending down. Not quite as bullish here. We don't have that bullish divergence. We can see our RSI low is actually higher. Our price is higher, so we have no divergence. This is looking to be a pretty neutral, actually, time frame right now. We do have a selling momentum as of this candle in the 15, but I don't really have any conclusion here on the 15. The 15 looks neutral, so 5 showing us potentially more upside. 15 not really giving us much. Let's flip it over to the 30. 30 looking a lot more like the 15, not quite as strong. We have VWAPs again trending down. Money flow in a better condition though. Money flow potentially still looking to set a high, well, has already set a higher high, but looking to set a higher low as well. And that's what we want to see. If we want continuation to the upside, we want to see this nice, healthy flow of money coming into the market, entering the market in stronger and stronger waves. And as of here, as of what? It looks like the beginning of today, very briefly, money was leaving the market and now re-entering in a strong fashion. I'm going to say the 30-minute looking a little more hopeful than the 15. We have some waning buying momentum. Really not surprising after this dildo of a candle to see a little pulling back. So I think what makes sense to do here is let's use that same tool that gave us this move. Let's use that tool to see, well, where might we find support? The first place is we always look in a retracement. This is why I love this tool. It can give you targets to the upside, and it can give you entries on the down. If we take a look at our tool again here, our golden pocket sitting at 48.3. This would be a great spot to bounce. Our 0.5 at 48.5. For whatever reason, no matter the move, a rally, a dump, we almost always see price return to that 0.5 or to the golden pocket, the 618 to about 0.65. It is remarkable how consistent this is. So we do see we have arguably touched the 5. It didn't actually. Slightly off immediately after that high. Would not surprise me to see price trade all the way back down here. Let's extend our little golden pocket here and let's see if this makes sense to the price action that we saw over the last few days. To me, this does. This looks like a spot. So we saw a rally up here and a rejection. This is acting as resistance here. We saw it again on this wicked candle, acting as resistance. And these are close enough that I'll say also likely showing us that same area. Maybe this gives us a little more freedom to drag this down. That's looking pretty good. Maybe the higher time frames will confirm this for us. But what this means is, well, we had a big block of resistance here, surprisingly at 48,000, our most important level we've been talking about. We won't shut up about it over the last few months. Not a surprise to see a little struggle here, but as we had resistance, we clearly broke through that resistance. We may expect the market to come back and test it as support. This would not be mind-blowing. In fact, it would be very predictable, I would say. That's looking like a solid spot for support, so 48.3. Let's hope we get a bounce if we do visit these areas. In fact, I'm going to place an alert. And I already have an alert above. That's looking pretty decent. So let's switch it over to 45. As we get into these longer time frames, we're going to be getting a better picture of what's actually happening. People, especially when they start trading, love to use the 1 minute, love to use the 5 minute, but those time frames are really too small to give you data that's going to mean anything, I don't know, in like an hour. They might help you predict very small moves in the short term, but they're really not going to give you a bigger picture of what's going on. So the 45, unlike the 30 here, we actually have the opposite here on money flow. We see that instead of those waves up, riding them up, money flow is actually riding these waves down. This is not so bullish, to be honest. The 45 minute, I would say, is leaning bearish, at least here on Market Cypher. MACD looking exactly the same as 30, and again, no divergence here. That's all right. We may have bearish divergence on these highs, though, as our highest point in price is not our highest point in RSI. Right here is our highest point in RSI. That was on the initial run-up. And now we see a higher high in price, but no higher high on RSI. That could be bearish divergence forming. We see that also reflected on MACD. Our highs coming down. Not the best. So yeah, 45-minute I think is going to have a slightly bearish edge, and that even makes sense to what we're kind of expecting here. We may see it move to the 0.5. We may see it move to the 618. These retraces would be very healthy. There'd be potentially a springboard for the next move. If we want to extrapolate out here, and I wouldn't recommend doing this, don't try this at home. We could even look ahead or attempt to look ahead by placing our Fibonacci retracement tool early. We'll take the high and we're going to bring it down, drag our Fibonacci tool down to where we expect price to go. So that could be either the 618, as we said, or the 0.5. This is kind of dangerous TA, but I have found that it does have some value. So we can see if we get a bounce at those levels, 50K would be our new target. Not really a huge move from here, and this is extrapolated out, but I'm going to leave that here for now. I'm going to leave that on there for now. Let's go over to that hour. So what I don't want to see here is, okay. Hourly, kind of the same condition as the 45. We don't quite have that clean trend down in money flow, but we do have VWAP looking to go negative, and well, we don't really have any higher highs here. We're not seeing progress. We're not seeing more money enter. We're just seeing about the same amount. Typically for an uptrend, we need to see larger and larger waves enter the market, not just a consistent level. I think that so far in this analysis, everything is really pointing towards that 0.5 or 618 retrace. So far, we're not seeing the best signs. That's okay, though. We had a nice run here. We have a higher high versus yesterday and a higher low. So this is a decent candle. I'd like to see the 2 hour, because I don't know what it is about the 2 hour, but man, is it accurate. The 2 hour here, the money flow looking much better. We're seeing that trend up. VWAP, a little threatening as it is rolling over, but I'm liking what I'm seeing here. On our MACD, this nice, smooth, rounded bottom with many candles of waning selling momentum. The 2 hour is absolutely looking to flip over. It's looking to roll over. It is in sell mode as of the 2nd of October, and it's looking to enter the buy mode. Something of note is when sell mode, when you're in selling momentum, starting right here, price did not budge. That is a very good sign. That is a sign of strength on the buy side. We see selling momentum enter the market, but price isn't responding. There's not enough selling pressure to out-muscle the buying pressure. Great sign. I would call that some kind of divergence. We'll make up a word for it. RSI looks exactly the same. There's not a lot here of note outside of that momentum rolling over, which if we look at the 60-minute or the 60-minute, the hourly, we don't see the same picture. I think what this shows to me is the hourly is going to look to have some kind of fake out, potentially not even roll over to selling momentum, but then have a second wave. And how that will play is into the 2, we'll see something like this. This will continue to wane off, get very close to 0, and then eventually roll over. I think that adds up pretty well, actually. Go to the 4. Beautiful 4 hour close. Looks like we were talking about this yesterday. We didn't have it. Now we do. We have a higher high, boys and girls. Sure, high is great, but higher high, even better. Gotta get the higher highs. So we have exceeded our high on September 18th. This means we've made some meaningful progress. Back here, yesterday, we didn't have that. We actually had a slightly lower high. So that was not really indicative of breaking this downtrend that we saw. But with this move, we have the first sign of it can be broken. In fact, it is broken. If we take our horizontal ray, slap it on over here, we can see that this candle on the 4-hour actually closed at the exact high that we were looking to break. To see a little consolidation here is probably expected. But this is good. This is excellent. If we look back to this drop here in September, we see that really consistently we're having lower highs. We have flat bottoms with lower highs, and what we would expect is for those patterns to break to the downside more often than the upside. Neither of them did. This is a pretty extreme fake out. I was saying this yesterday, and I think it's worth repeating, is this price action here was very tricky. It would have been incredibly difficult to argue that this is bullish, that this would break to the upside. Probability would disagree. But we broke to the upside. There are likely a huge amount of orders trapped here. People likely shorted here. And the market moved against them, as we see very commonly. But we have broken that trend. This is good. We finally see a higher high. We could argue this is a higher high as well. But honestly, they're so close. They're so close together. I think that's about a margin of error. I might even call this a double top. But here we are. We broke it. So this is the first step to an uptrend. We were in an uptrend. We entered downtrend. And now we have the first sign of an uptrend. What we're going to need to see, obviously, is our high broken at 52,944. The beautiful part about that is we get to use our tool again, and we can say, well, if we do break it, we may be looking for these measured moves, and you're going to like these numbers. Whew. Our 1618 sitting basically at the all-time high. Our target for this month, 63,238, and our measured move target, a number that we haven't been really muttering a lot lately, but seemingly is coming back into play, 70K, baby. Oh, I'm excited. Break this. Break 52.9. Break 53. Let's call it 53. And we're looking for a retest of the all-time high. We may see some selling there. I kind of doubt it, though. To be honest, I think typically in a market, we would say there were lots of buyers here. Price fell. So when price returns to that high, these people are going to look to get out. They're going to look to sell, right? That would be the logical market analysis. But I don't think that's how it's going to play. This might just be through my own observation. Maybe it's a little bias here. But the amount of pain that we saw during this 30K trip, I think all of this buying sold here. Obviously not 100%, but the majority. I think what that means is we're not likely to see a huge amount of resistance back here at the high. I really think, especially right here, all the weekends folded. They folded. They may even look to rebuy at the all-time high, which may give us extra fuel to push up to that 70K mark. Regardless of what does happen there, whether we blast through it, whether we make the move that we typically look for, which is a move past the 1618 and a back test of the 1618 after hitting the 2. That's what we saw in yesterday's live in stream trade. That's what we saw play out today, this exact pattern. Whether we see this or we just see a rejection at the 618, I don't think it really matters. I think as soon as we get back to this level, it's all over for the bears. All we have to do is get back to the all-time high. And then it's over. No matter, there's almost, in my mind, a non-zero, but close to zero chance of this. Bitcoin has never seen a double top and a bull market, period. Never happened. Pretty exciting stuff. Pretty exciting stuff. 4-hour actually looking bullish, and that makes me scared. I don't trust the 4-hour really. I feel like it steers us in the wrong direction more often than the right direction. Let's see that. We do have some beautiful moving averages. On the 4, we're above everything. This is actually really common right now. Almost every time frame of significance, Bitcoin has retaken all of the major moving averages in one go in October, in the few days of October. On the 4 hour here, we see that really a zone here from 46 down to 44.3 blasted right through. Let's do a random time frame. We'll do 8 hour. We haven't looked at the 8 in a while. The 8 hour looking very good. All right. So shorter time frames to recap, leaning bearish, leaning towards a retracement a little bit lower than we've seen. As we got into, say, the hourly, things were still kind of in that realm. And then when we got to the 4 and now looking at the 8, things are giving a different picture. The 8 hour here looks extremely healthy to me. In fact, the 8 hour here looks extremely bullish to me. We see VWAP is very briefly in the negative and now already looking to move back to the positive. Money flow confirming that signal as it's already put in a higher high here. Already put it in a higher high. Very exciting, actually, the 8 hour. Spicy. This momentum swing was very strong. What we want to see is that same move. And, wow, yeah, this is pretty wild. So since August 21st, our money flow highs have only come down. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 peaks here in that time. Each one lower and lower and lower. And right now on the 8 hour, we're flirting. We're flirting with this high. A small move up will give us our first higher high here in months. That'd be a great signal as well. Momentum still waning off on the buy side. Not really threatening because we have a very nice push to the positive buying momentum. RSI, which is very interesting actually. This is very interesting. RSI on the 8 hour. So on this candle, we have a higher high. And RSI has a higher high. For whatever reason, we almost always see bearish divergence on these rallies. The 8 hour doesn't have it. We have a higher high in price, higher high in RSI. That's no divergence. And that's what we want to see. The 8 hour, so we've doubled the time frame, and that zone of moving averages still sits in the same area. This was definitely a pivotal point here. To see that on the 4 and the 8, and I'm pretty sure even on the daily, we have something similar. Or something in that same area. The 8 hour above the cloud. Cool. Let's get it 12. There it is. On almost every time frame, you can see this. There's in some stream last month we did, I think it was last month, late last month. We identified a zone of resistance here based on those moving averages. And what's interesting is if I can find that chart, that'd be cool. But this candle, what we saw yesterday, kind of broke through. Actually, that was on the 1st. Broke through that whole zone in one go. That's very bullish. It's very Bitcoin. 12 hour, no bearish divergence either. Market cipher is a little sketchy though. That's okay. Ooh, 12 hour cloud retaken. So not only are we back above the cloud here with this move on the 12 hour, we've gotten our twist. The twist on Ichi is when you see these clouds move from red to green or green to red. And they're not really trading signals. They're more of a heads up. They're suggesting to you that the winds are changing. So if you're in a downtrend and you see a twist, you may start looking for a reversal. If you're in an uptrend, you see a twist, you may start looking for a reversal. And you can see that these twists happen in advance. They project out into the future. So it's giving us this signal early. It's a very useful tool. Very useful tool. The daily, though. Ooh. Interesting. Did not expect this. So let's get rid of Ichi for a second. Yesterday and the day before closed again above the 50, the 200, the 20, the 100. Excellent. These are all going to be potential areas of resistance that we would have to battle for. Retaking them all at once is absolutely amazing. There's something here, though, that I think is even more interesting. So the white line here is the 20 daily moving average and the green is the 200. So we have something here that's pretty interesting. We can see back here, September 26th, they crossed bearishly. The shorter white moving average crossed below the longer green moving average. That's a bearish sign or a death cross. And what we see now is suggesting a Tom Crown TA original exclusive signal might be about to flash here. These have extremely high hit rates. They have consistently performed when we've seen them. Certainly more so than, I don't know, almost anything else that I've ever seen. But what we have is, this is a potential kissing. So kissing is essentially when crosses are rejected. Ideally, the 20 would have stayed above the 50. That would have been our classical kiss. But this also would be a kiss. If we see these cross back up, and that's not going to be a hard task here. Simply staying above 45,100 is going to be enough to get this kissing. That's great. On the daily, these are far and few between, and this one is prime. It seems almost safe to say that they will definitely cross. However, in trading, there are no certainties, so we don't use language like that. But the probability here is extremely high that we get this kissing. The 20 is going to move back up, and that may ignite another leg to the upside. That's very, very nice there. This is a very clean kiss. The 20's rejecting this cross by only briefly trading below before moving right back up. If we look back, that's not really the case very often. Back here, we saw that death cross, and it just continued down in the trend. Up here, we saw a golden cross, and well, maybe you could argue that's kissing, but I think a little too much time has elapsed. It's not really a rejection. We can see that this is not something that happens all the time. We're not getting this constantly. Here's a great example of a bearish kissing. There we go. Right here. October. Duh, it's always October. Here's a great example right here of a bearish kiss. We saw the 20 move up and look to cross bullishly, but right before it could, they kissed and it fell. It was rejected. You can see that was not good for price. So there's actually a really great example. You should go look at that on your own. But we're getting it again, baby. Ichimoku Cloud actually giving us something that I didn't catch, I'll admit it. I didn't even catch this, which I'm ashamed to say. We are looking, oh man. So we've been talking about this. I just remembered. We actually did catch this. So what we're looking for on the weekly here, we were saying the chart is set up to see this not only on the weekly, but simultaneously on the daily. If we get the cross into this new week, that will be 100% true. That seems too good to be true. That's wild. So the signal we're looking for is this arrow. Now this is generated by the indicator. This is not placed there. And what that signal or what this arrow is showing us is similar to that kissing scenario with moving averages. Ichimoku's TK and KJ have now crossed bullishly. We see the green line, this is the shorter moving average, has crossed up above the purple line, the longer moving average. And we have generated our cross. What's very, very exciting about this is, well, price is currently above the cloud. It's really close. It's very, very close. If price were to sell off below 47.9 today, then it may be a cross in the cloud, and we may see price retreat back down, maybe to say a flattening Kaijun below, down there in the 45s. But at the moment, price is above the cloud, and we have our cross up. This is the most bullish signal that Ichimoku Cloud is capable of giving us. This is on the daily time frame. These are, again, not that common. We got crosses back here in July. We got some here in May, but these aren't happening every day. You can see actually that the last cross was in July, and so that makes it 77 days ago. The difference is we got a cross up below the cloud. That's a very weak signal. Then we actually got a very bearish signal. This is another reason why I said people probably sold here. All the weak hands probably sold July 20th. As Ichimoku was even saying on the daily, you have the most bearish signal possible. We see that right here across down below the cloud. But it was a fake out. Wow. If these both happen at the same time, I've outdone myself. So we have it. We're above the cloud. That is a bullish signal. Boom. Our VWAP, we talked about this yesterday, is now starting to slant down. That's not ideal. I do like that money flow still trending up, and I like that it never reached negative. That's what we expect in a bullish trend. RSI, we don't have any local bearish divergence, and momentum, here's what we were looking for. So we never count candles till they're closed, so we can't count this yet. We have to wait 3 hours. But if we close in this condition, we may have kicked this trend. We talked about this a lot. We've seen these very weak, brief, fake out momentums to the positive side. And with today, if we close here, we now have 3 in a row. And we can see that these are very different than these previous trips. Not only are these much higher in perspective to those, but we only had one candle, then 2 really tiny candles. But what this is looking like is, well, we've exceeded our high, and now we want to see a retest, I guess, of the all-time high. We want to see our histogram move up and eclipse July 30th on the histogram. This is spicy. This weekly close, it's all coming together. Literally, we said this could happen. We can get the daily cross up and potentially at the same time get the weekly cross up above the cloud. That is wild. That's going to be wild. I don't know. I wonder if I probably could do the math, but I haven't, to see what value we would close at in order for our TK green line here to move up over the Kaijun at this close. I didn't do that math because I didn't think about it, but it is possible that our close here, if we close here today, that we get that into this new week. So we would have the daily and the weekly giving us the strongest bullish signals that Ichimoku Cloud is capable of producing at the same time. That is very good. The last time we had a cross up above the clouds, just to reiterate, was October 2016, 5 years ago. What would be really wild is, this closes today, so the 10th. What would be really wild is if we don't get the cross up for another week or 2, then it might happen exactly 5 years later. But for 5 years, we've had Ichimoku Cloud cross up and down, but it has not crossed up above the cloud in 5 years. We may get that today. We may get that in 3 hours. That's pretty wild. I'm very excited. This close is going to be amazing. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yes, I think that's pretty good, right? We went over. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, there we go. We started from the short time frames, went to the long time frames. The shorter ones leaning. Let's check back in, see if anything's happened. The shorter time frames leaning bearish, looking potentially to retest, and it looks like we got very close again to our 0.5 right here, retrace, or our golden pocket down here. We can't really know which one, but we know that probability is with us in any move to come back to these. And it does look like we almost did here while we were live. Very, very close. Is that double bottom? Slightly lower low. Still don't know if that's close enough. It's probably a fraction of a percent off. 0.03. I guess that is close enough for the 0.5. All right. We may have completed our retrace here, but as we were looking at this, our shorter time frames were suggesting these retraces. And as we got into the 4, the 8, the 12, the daily, those time frames were starting to look stronger. And so that implies we saw short-term downside that should, if these longer time frames play out as they're indicating, should lead to another move to the upside. Provided. I guess not provided, but essentially this is true as long as we hold our swing low here. That's at 47.8. So far, it does look like that's the plan. There's still enough time for anything to happen into this close. But if we hold that swing low, we're looking for these upside targets. If we don't hold it, so let's look at it the other way. If we don't hold it, we're going to use that same technique to the downside. This might be a little hard to see because there's multiple on here. Let's do this way. There we go. We can use that same technique and say, okay, we had a swing low, we had a swing high. If we break that swing low again without making a new high, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to look for our measured moves to the downside. And again, that's our 1618 and our 2. Our 1618 would be at 46.9. That's the target for the weekly close. Wow. That's almost too much to be coincidence. That'd be okay. We'd still be fine on this weekly close. Even if it traded all the way down here, we'd still be above our KJ. Our 2, our measured move at 46.4. So these would be our logical downside targets if we break our swing low. So our chart is telling us two things, as it always does. Charts never tell you, they never tell you just one. If this is our swing high and our low is in, we're looking for our measured move up to the 50s. This is very local. We have much bigger swings that give us higher targets. And those targets, as we saw back here, bring us to what is basically the all-time high, or above that, the 270K. Pretty exciting. Pretty exciting stuff. This chart's looking so good. The timing of this, as I discussed yesterday, couldn't be better. Seeing this price action mid-October would have been great, but seeing it into the start of the new quarter, even better. Even better. I have very high hopes for this quarter. I think it's going to be extremely volatile, and I think we're going to be surprised at what gifts it brings us. It's going to be exciting. There we go. Now it's fully touched the 0.5. Good job. What's up, False Flags? How have you been, man? Where you been? Where have you been? I miss you, bro. Vesemir. Same with Vesemir. Love you guys. Vesemir's been here, though. What's up, Tom G? Crypto Rex. How you doing, brother? Glad to be on stream. Yeah. I finally got my moving done, and so we're back into the streaming game. Here we go. As we kind of suspected. We even did this earlier. As we kind of suspected, 48.3. Does look like price is moving towards that golden pocket. What's up, Dynamo? John Malia, how you doing, brother? Not a bot is definitely not a bot. Your cat has ETH staked for tuna money. Tuna gains, bro. General Spaz, what's up, Beardy Day? How you doing? I still am blocked by Plan B, so I can't see his posts. Bitcoin to zero? Sure. Narbra, man, I messaged you. What's up? Check your Discord DMs. What's up, R. Martin? How you doing, man? Matt's Market. And Ms. Jez. We talked about SHIB yesterday. I wonder if I still have the SHIB chart up. Probably not. I don't think I pulled the SHIB chart up. People shibbing. They FOMOing into SHIB. What's up, LEF? L-E-F-E. Hello, beautiful. Right back at you. Right back at you. Bouncy Knight. Thoughts on Uristal? Never heard of it. You messaged me back. Fair enough. I've been kind of distracted. Jay, how's the new pad? Amazing. Amazing. I don't know why I'm blocked, Fish. I don't know. I think it was from like when I first started creating content. I think I might have like posted my own on like one of his posts or something. He probably blocked me. It's been that way for a long time. Oh, Plan Beardy. Well, I like Plan Beardy better. Are you gonna look at this? Just screwing me there with that wick. Dynamo 10. You got it. 10K. Don't know where to put it. Well, we don't give financial advice here. I'm not your financial advisor. But I think the smartest move for any invest in crypto or not is to take a DCA approach. Dollar cost average, dedicated cost averaging, whatever you want to call it. Basically, moving slowly entering the market. Moving all at once is a very dangerous recipe. Matt's Market, man. Thanks for the twos. The microphone and the shades, lady. Stickers are strange. I appreciate you, though. Thank you, Mike. Little BTC logos in the back. A pair of pumps. Yeah, actually, I ended up buying those Adams Bitcoin shoes. They didn't send me free. Why won't companies send me free stuff? I want to shill their stuff for them. They won't send me stuff. Do I still have my LTC butt trade open? You know it, my friend. You know it. No fear. How about Kin? What's up, Stuart? I haven't looked at Kin in a while. We could look at Kin. Mark Neal will be looking at Eth. You better believe it. You better believe it. Let me even queue up some of these. We're definitely going to look at our AXS because we looked at that yesterday. Where is... There's our Eth chart. Let's bring this over. Eth, AXS. We have two of them, I guess. XTZ. I forget. Was it Kato? I still don't remember. I think it was a patron. Was he 2 days ago? Looking at XTZ BTC. Nice call, dude. Nice call. That made some gains. And that's still good. What else do we want to look at? What's up, Ellery Tan? How you doing? Thanks for joining us. The Insult Investor. Screw you, bud. Thanks for being here. Love you. Where the Queen's at? Good question. Good question. Rafiq. What? Rafiq just doing a bunch of clovers. They must know I'm Irish. Fair enough. Lots of hearts. VWAP, long range crypto. That is volume weighted average price. Suggest you Google it. I'm getting, Jess, you're right. I am getting hot and bothered over that Ichi. How do you guys like this shirt? A little sponsorship in the works from a very specific company. What are my thoughts on Boss Token? You're not going to like the answer. You guys don't have to worry about timing them out. It doesn't really matter. What's up, DB? On fire. Well, when in Rome, my friend. Do you think this is a nice shirt, Narbra? The color isn't exactly my shade, but I like it. Figured you'd like it. Hydra. Randy Collins. What's Hydra? Dot. We have requests for dots. What's up, Harvey Birdman? Mr. Saf. I think we can take some requests. I had listed a bunch of the trending coins, right? On CoinGecko. It doesn't seem like anybody really wants to look at them. We'll see if anybody requests them. I'm just sure. What? I'm very Irish. 100%. I actually got my 23andMe DNA thing done, and I have the most boring DNA result ever. It's just 100% Irish, nothing else. Does it matter to you, not Timmy? What's up, man? You got your account back or a new one? It's good to see you, dude. Done. Let's see. So, Boss Token. I'm pretty sure these are bots again. This is honestly Boss Token people out there. Boss Token bot controllers, or I don't know, whatever it is. When you bought my channel, your coin gets lumped into all of the other coins that I bought in my channel. And my opinion of them is not good. If you have to fake social interest, that's not a good sign, bros. Bros and gals. I'll take a look at DOT, I suppose. Let me do this quick. Take a peek at DOT. So DOT is a coin we have utterly destroyed in the TA. Live on stream, utterly. Utterly. Oh, look at that. Even got a little back test there. Still looking for a retest of that 50 bucks on DOT, the all-time high. But let's take a different look. Let's zoom out here. Not looking to close quite as strong as Bitcoin. As long as it can stay above 22, 23, we do have that same bullish kissing on. This is on the weekly. That would be excellent. Our indicators on the weekly, though, not the best. Not the best. Man. Neutral here on RSI. Market Cipher is not digging this. And, well, MACD, there's really just not enough info there to really go on. Take a look at this month. However, yeah, the monthly is bullish engulfed above 31.45. That might be an interesting level to scalp. Highly probable to be tested. And our quarterly resistance, 37.38. Do we have that on our chart? We do, 37.08. There it is. Cool. Starting the quarter off to a bang. I'll take it. Let's go on to the daily. Let's go to that daily. This play was amazing. Let's hide all this. So DOT has reclaimed its daily moving averages, following suit with Bitcoin. These look a little stronger. The 200 has been tested an uncomfortable amount of times. However, we've bounced back. We're on top of the 20 daily. And Bitcoin has given me an alert. Boom, there it is. Golden pocket. If we get a bounce here, you all have to say how awesome I am. Which is really easy because I'm not. So it's like a really short sentence. There we are. This is what we were looking for. We hit the golden pocket. So now we want to see a bounce. Again, kind of recap our swing low down here. This is where we do not want to see trading below. Let's get rid of this because this was just kind of speculative. Let's put this back up. Here we are, golden pocket, which is also just so happens to be our previous resistance range. So to backtest this as support could be a very strong signal. Let's see if the 5 has anything for us. Not really anything new. We had bullish divergence here, and we're just seeing that bullish divergence exaggerated out. RSI now reaching down very low, likely even to paint more divergence. See, our lows have come down even more, and our price is still healthily at a higher low. So nothing's really changed there. That was a pretty savage fake out though. Money flow just flipped into negative, and momentum increasing again to the sell side. Why? I washed and conditioned my hair yesterday, which I don't usually do. I usually just use shampoo. And my hair is like fluffy. It keeps tickling me. I don't like it. I don't know if I'm going to use conditioner anymore. Or again, I don't know. At the golden pocket, 5 minute, we're seeing that same divergence. What we're really hoping for here is to see some kind of reversal. The 15 isn't showing us it. Yeah, there's the 30. Huh. Still a knife. This is still a knife, unfortunately. But as long as we don't trade below our swing low down here. We said this before we even got to the 0.5. As long as we don't trade below the swing low, things are okay. Ideally, we don't want to trade down to this deep retrace at 48.1. However, if you have listened to this whole spiel today, you'll be aware that all these values still high above our weekly close target. So this is not too shabby. Still going. Still high above it. In fact, we have plenty of room to breathe up here. We moved up, we created resistance, we broke it, and now hopefully we're looking for a back test to hold as support, and we're going to look for higher highs. If we do break our swing low, we will be looking for the exact same stuff, the exact same TA applied to the upside, applied to the downside, our measured moves. That's still a good bit underneath us, and we're just now at the bottom of this area. This is tense. Oof. Broke it. Come on, baby. Don't touch 48.1. Don't do it. If you do, then bounce and just go sideways till close. Don't do it. Don't do it. Go back up. 1 minute looking a little bouncy. A little bouncy. Ooh, come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Do it, do it. I'll put another alert so we can go back to dot. Here we go. Little bounce. Don't find resistance there. Keep going. Unfortunately, dot on the daily doesn't look super strong either. There's no divergence really on anything on RSI. We do have a little bullish divergence on MACD. RSI doesn't agree. That's okay. Let's see where we're at Ichi. Let's throw Ichi on here. This is the trick to trading. This is the secret, is to master as many tools as you can, as many indicators, as many patterns, as many whatever, because one size does not fit all, period. It's less about having, I guess, all the tools as well, and more about knowing when to use what tool. That is a lot of TA. So we did find cloud support on the daily, and right now DOT is still above its Kaijun. It's very close though, very close. I think this is unlikely really to move into close here. However, we have a nice setup. DOT is a good setup here on Ichi. We didn't see this really on our indicators, our oscillators, but in Ichi, we have a potential nice setup. We got our cross down, cloud held as support. And now what we're looking for is honestly to break this high. And what we'll get is that same thing we just saw on Bitcoin on the daily. Our cross up above the clouds. That'll be very bullish. Very bullish. We've really nailed this coin. Doesn't mean we're going to keep nailing it. But we were looking for an entry at 10. We were looking for a pullback. And now we were looking for a move to... Ooh, what even is this? Bitcoin sending me alerts again. Dang. We're looking for a back test to 27.69 and a move to 50. So far, so good. If we get that cross above the clouds, that 50 becomes very much in the cards. No, all right, we have our deep retrace. That's not the best. That's not the best. We have not fully retraced, but a deep retrace 786. Those do tend to suggest the market is looking to fully retrace and move to the extension. Crap, that's not good. Here we go, boys. There we go. Boom, fully retraced. This looks like an Elon Musk tweet. That is like the Elon Musk tweet pattern. It's like big green, and then it just like gets rounded and goes past the retrace. So now that we've broken our low, we may look for these lower lows. I'd like to see at least this candle close before I start saying for these extensions. Sometimes you'll see wicks that break the retraces, but don't really respond in the way you'd expect. I'd be curious. Maybe I was being sloppy with my swing highs and lows. As that would be... That's technically the golden pocket right there. Yeah, you can see there's been a buying response to that retracement. That's not comfortable. It's not a comfortable thing. I mean, you definitely had a swing low to a swing high, and then you moved lower. How many minutes in this hour? Oh, the hour just started. Okay, that's why. That's a lot of price movement for 9 minutes in this hour. This is not great. I do not love that. Move up. Just keep going. Get your bounce on. Oh, those short time frames leaning bearish played out. Played out. Roll well. Let's get rid of this for now. Without context, not so great. This is a wild move. I guess this would be expected. This weekly close is super important. Super important. It can potentially give us so much confidence that to see it not be a battle into the close would be odd. 47,275 for the bullish engulf. 46.9 for the KJ close and potential twist into the new week. That would be great. Let's add this to our chart. There we go. Something tells me we're going to see this line. No. So we're still actually pretty clear. We're very much still clear. Even though this was ugly, didn't even get close to, yet, at the moment, hasn't gotten close to rejecting the engulf. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. We could honestly see the rest of this day trade like this, and it just wouldn't matter, because the weekly engulf would still be intact. What a spicy, spicy candle. I was pretty confident that we were going to see a bounce at the 618. I guess we got a bounce at the bigger 618. Maybe that was just me making technical error. Though, I don't know, that was compelling. We had that range of resistance, so it's pretty compelling for it to be support. I don't know what's going to happen now. I think that into this close is going to be a battle. I think it's going to get very interesting. Well, yeah, we saw weakness on the lower time frames when we started, and we were back here. It said lower time frames looking for a retracement. We said logically we'd look to the 0.5, 618. Overshot that. But our longer time frames are still looking good. So really, as long as we see this weekly close above our engulf line, things are good. If we lose that engulf into the close, we just want to see it above 46.9. I think the odds of it trading below there in the next 2 hours, 45 minutes, I think is very low. That's a lot of price action for a very short amount of time. I'm surprised it even retraced this much, honestly. I didn't expect that. Haven't seen it yet, though. Where's my reversal? Haven't seen it. Not seeing it. Well, I guess we're just having a watch party. Little end of the week watch party. By the way, guys, the live stream chart that I put, or the live stream chart I'm working on right now, will be live after the show in the Discord for you to follow along after the show all day. There's also airdrops of coins, so you get a little free coinage just for being in there. It's just the best way to keep up with the stream. Someone's playing bingo on stream with his chat. General Spaz, the daily close, also the weekly close today. How are you guys feeling about it? The weekly close will be in. Well, the weekly close right now until daylight savings time is at 8 p.m. East or 0 UTC. So that is 2 hours and 45 minutes away. So we have 2 hours and 45 minutes. Yep. Confirmed right here in our countdown. Man, 48.1 would have been way more pretty, though, for this daily. Still have our cross up, though, either way. Dang it. Please don't do this to me, Bitcoin. Please don't. I was literally just saying if we see a sell-off in a close, we might close back underneath the cloud, and we could see a higher low, more sideways trading. And that's really not threatening. I'm sick of the sideways trading, man. Let's get onto the spice. Let's get onto the spice. Take a look at AXS here for a second. So AXS has not retraced to where we were looking. Not yet. 143 is going to be our first target to the upside, and that's calculated the same way we do most stuff around here. At all-time highs, there's very few tools that you can use to make targets. Why? Because we've never traded there. There's no history. There's no precedent. But we're looking for 143 based on our tool here. For our 1618 and our measured move is at 186. We haven't reached either yet. God, I need to shave my nose hairs. All my hairs are tickling me today. I don't know what's up with that. Yesterday we saw this rally up to about 117. Begged you guys not to FOMO. I'm sure some of you did, and I bet some of you did, and now we're thinking, haha, I was right, Tom was wrong. Well, for now. I think we're still heading for 142, but I think that the trade lies back down near the 80s. For the more aggressive trader, maybe 95s or 100. But I think 82. I think 82 is where I would be looking. You're looking for a back test of your previous resistance as support. And we may see, as we saw last night and today, we may see this. That's very similar on the short time frame to what we saw on BTC. My chart's getting too messy. Very similar to this. We saw our move up to the 2 measured move, down to the 618, and now it doesn't always sell off from there. You have to reassess at the 1618. But Bitcoin today, boom. So we could see something very similar. Could go like that. As a rule of thumb here, we never buy all-time highs. If you never buy at the all-time high, you never have to be worried about getting stuck in a long at the all-time high. There you go. It is better to miss the boat than it is to board the Titanic, right? There's always going to be more trades. There's always going to be more trades. Never feel pressured to jump into a trade, especially in this scenario when it's at an all-time high. Just the best way to get wrecked. Don't get burnt, get learned. Looking decent on the 12, though. Daily has a little more weakness. Yep, I think AXS is doing as we do. Ooh, I didn't see this. Had I saw this, I might have been a little more confident yesterday, but still, FOMO buying is always bad. Even if it's the worst part about it is that sometimes it works out, and then you learn and you think that's what you should do, and maybe it works out again. But it always ends the same way. It ends with you eventually buying the top and getting wrecked. We do have a little bullish kissing here on the daily, which I did not catch yesterday. I didn't catch that, admittedly, yesterday. We had the 20. This is what we're looking at Bitcoin right now on the daily with the 20 and the 200. On AXS, we have the 20 and the 50 here. This is the bullish kissing. We had a rejection of that bearish cross. They crossed bearishly, but immediately the 20 said nope, moved right back up towards it. I probably would have been a little, well, no. I did say that I think we're going to 142, and I said even if we are going to 142, at the time price was at 117 or something. I said if you buy here, if you FOMO in here to get to 143, you have a 22% gain. That's a good gain, right? Sure. But the downside is larger than the upside. That makes it a bad trade. You have like 30% just back to your previous resistance. 22% up. That's not a good risk to reward. This bullish kissing would have made me a little more confident, but I still would never have encouraged anyone, and I still wouldn't encourage someone. I still wouldn't say it's a good idea at 126 to jump in looking for 142. Because what can happen is you jump in at 126 and it goes to 141 and then it falls and now you're trapped. This is the trade you want to take. Not specifically this one. just as a concept. The trades you want to take are going to be going against the trend. So you have a trend up. You're looking for that pullback. You're looking for a lower price point with a calculated stop loss. And then you're looking to ride that to the next move. You're not looking to jump in after it's rallied from 47 to 125. You're not looking to jump in right here to catch maybe a little bit on the top. That's bad trading, but it is very intuitive trading. That's what everyone wants to do when they start. That's why everybody gets wrecked. If you're more aggressive, you can look to take that wick high here. I personally would look for this consolidation zone to be tested as support. I don't actually plan on trading this AXS. I don't think I have any, and so, meh, that's okay. There's other boats. But if I were going to, that's what I'd be looking for. We don't have it yet. We still haven't quite reached our 42 target, or 142 target. I think that that's in the cards, though. Ooh, nice little kiss on this 1 hour, too. Look at this. This market's getting hot and heavy, man. It's kissing everywhere. Look at that one. This is on the 15-minute. Like everything in TA, the time frame matters. The bigger the time frame, the higher the confidence. The shorter the time frame, the lower the confidence. If we go down to the 5-minute or the 1 minute, it doesn't really matter what we see, although that's kind of cool. Price sold off below its moving averages and now found support there potentially. That's kind of cool. But you're not going to get any significant info. You might get suggestions of, I don't know, retesting very, very local price moves. Like, I don't know, maybe this high here for like a 1% or the low here for like 2%. But your confidence is going to be low. And the longer the time frame, the higher the confidence. That's why we like to look at even the quarterlies here, the monthlies, the weeklies, the multiple days, because those will constantly or consistently show us hints about what's going to happen in the future. And our confidence in them can be high. Whereas on the hourly, we're not going to ever get, you're never going to get something on like an hourly time frame that's, I don't know, like bull run ending or bear market starting or bear market ending. You're not going to ever find that on like a 1 hour time frame. I'll stop ranting. A little quick flex. UMB. Exactly as predicted. Someone tipped. Who was it? Who was it? Oh yeah, Frizzed. My boy Frizz. Tip for UMB. We were looking for our golden retrace. TA can be this simple sometimes. 55 cents to 62 cents. Boom, there it is. 66.4. Now we're seeing a little retracement. Bam. Just a little flex. Let's see if there's any kind of update with this. Not really. It's looking for retracement. That's really what we were expecting. Got some bearish divergence on your highs. Don't have any bullish divergence on your lows. Although we do have this 200 daily sitting at 46 cents, and that is overlapping with some local daily support. So we were expecting a deeper retrace, but maybe this 200 daily is going to throw us a tricky. Interesting. I'm going to put an alert at 45.86 cents, and if that triggers, I think I'm going to take a look at UMB again, because there may be a very slick play. Very slick play there. Ethereum. We haven't looked at Ethereum today. And every episode we try to look at Ethereum. So we'll take a peek at Ethereum. Actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to close the poll. Let's see what you guys are saying with... And my chat's totally frozen. I realized why my computer's been running crappily. I tried to zip up some stuff and it said my disk was full. Turns out my disk was full. Nope. The video editing I've been doing like really ate through all of my space. So that's why it's been so weird. Luckily, or hopefully that changed it. So we got 516 votes. The question was, Bitcoin will go to what in October? 55% of the crew saying above 58.8. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. 27% saying from here to 58.8. So that's 70, 83% of us looking for higher highs or looking for highs into the end of this month. That's about average for our channel, guys. That's about average. People will love to say, oh, well, everybody, like the winners of the polls are always wrong. Price goes the other way. Our channel is always leaning bullish. So that's pretty normal. What I think is more interesting is when we have votes that have a heavier bear lean, and really only 17% of us apparently are looking for kind of from here to 30 or below 30. That's interesting. Our channel's gotten more confident. So let's end this poll. Well done. Thanks for interacting with that poll, guys. Voting in the polls, subscribing, and liking the live stream, and chatting while we're live all count as engagement, and engagement is a quantified metric by YouTube, and the more engagement we get, the more people YouTube shows our streams to. So I highly appreciate everyone who does that. I think we're going to do one more poll today. What coin do you want to see? And we're going to, in our typical fashion, still right where it was. Our typical fashion, we're going to do this the democracy way. We're going to have a good old-fashioned spam off. So here's what you do. You want to see a coin. Start spamming it. Everybody spam the ticker of the coin you want to see, and we're going to see what gets spammed the most, and we're going to throw those on a poll, and we're going to TA the winner. So go ahead. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. I don't have a clock. But, you know, imagine there's a clock. 60 seconds on the clock. Actually, I do have a timer. Let me see if I can add this while I'm live. Probably won't work out well. Let's see if that worked. I want this timer. I want this timer to work because it would just be fancy. Starting timer duration 1 minute. Countdown. Oh, I forgot to save it. That's why. Savings. Start, pause, go. There we go. Going live. I don't know why it says that. Whatever. 55 seconds on the clock. Keep on spamming it up, boys and girls. Spam it, spam it, spam it, spam it. Ding dong. I see BTC. Unfortunately, I've already done that one. I see ADA. ADA is always on it. Tezos. Algo Tezos. ADA. Tel BNB. BTC. LTC. You got timed out. Sorry. I don't know who did it. Why are they spamming? We're spamming to see what coin we want to look at. So spam it away. We still have a few seconds on this clock. Counting down. 24, 23, 22. We can do it. I don't know why. Everybody loves spamming. I've incorporated it into the show because everybody loves doing it for some reason. I want to spam too. Crown coin. I'll spam a bunch as well. Alright, I see. Let's see. A few seconds left. Wrap it up. Time's over. End the spamming. No more spamming will be counted from this point on. Let's see. ADA always wins this, though. That's what it's like. I don't want that. Matic. Link. EGLD. Adam. I wish I could have more. I wish I could put more options in the bar. Or in the poll. There's only like 4 slots or 5. So I see a bunch of Matic. See. Oop, I got rid of that. What coin to show? Alright, so I'll put I'm gonna put ADA down on the list because like for real, ADA wins this like every time. So I would like a little mixing up of that. SLUGLD. Let's do that. We're gonna go with like a little IOTA. Ooh. Well, we'll throw a vet. And we haven't looked at XRP in a while, so let's throw those 4 up. I might have done a terrible job at tallying them. I wish I had a better way to do it. All right, so there's another poll. Now those are the finalists. Vote for what you want to see next. While we're doing this, and I'm about to look at Ethereum after. after I'm done with this. While we're doing this, guys, we got 410 watching. Awesome. We're back. We're back to our like average numbers. We were gone for a week because I was moving, but looks like our fam is finding its way back. Welcome, everybody. It is great to have everyone here. We have 205 likes. So for everyone joining us who's not aware, every episode we have a goal. Our goal is to hit 420 likes. Why? Because if you don't get 420 likes, they take away your 420 license, and God forbid, if they take away my 420 license, you're going to have a cranky crown on your hands. You don't want that. So if you haven't yet, smash those likes. Let's get it up to 420. It happens almost every episode. Even when our viewership's low, we can do that right now if we tried. We got enough people here. Smash those buttons. Jump in the Discord. And check out the Patreon. And now we're going to go into Ethereum. And check out Ethereum now. While the poll tallies. Bring. Let's look at Ethereum. We're going to make a new chart because I know this Ethereum chart is well worn. So we're going to make a new one. Well worn. Here we are. Looking at the month or the quarterly, which just started. We have our quarterly resistance at 3,430. Boom, easy peasy. No, this is actually monthly. My bad. Whoops. Quarterly, we're just a green candle. Monthly resistance, 3,430. Monthly support right here. This was given to one of you guys when you asked about Ethereum and entries. You asked about 3,000, and I said I'd wait for 27.76. That monthly support. If that person took that trade, congrats. They're up very nicely. But those are really our only values here. We might have a local support here at the candle open at 3,000. It's also a psychological value. Not a lot else going on there. Those are going to be our monthly important levels. So let's zoom into the weekly. The weekly is looking decent. So similar to Bitcoin, looking for a bullish engulf close, and that is above 3,328. That's looking in the cards today with 2.5 hours to go. Still plenty of time for that to change, but that's our target for now. What I like about this on the weekly, boom, same as Bitcoin, back testing at 20 weekly, finding support, finding buyers, pushing price up into a bullish engulfing candle. If we can close this here, Ethereum is looking to spread its wings with Bitcoin. That would be not that unusual. Ooh. Holy, I never really swear on this channel, but holy shit, I didn't catch this. This is what we're looking for on Bitcoin. On the weekly. This is it. Apparently Ethereum got it last week under the radar. No one's talked about it. I should make a video specifically on this topic for Ethereum. Last week, this is already done. Done and over, locked in. Ethereum getting the cross up above the cloud on the weekly. When was the last time Ethereum did this? 2017 in August. It went from $350 to $1,400 to its all-time high. Huh. Weird. A little weird, huh? A little weird. Boom, all-time high. What's next? That's what we're looking for Bitcoin. We're looking for this exact signal to take us to a new all-time high. Ethereum doing it back here. The time it looks like before that, it moved from $11 to $400. Not a bad sign. Actually, it even technically got it back here in June 2020. Interesting that Ethereum is twisting and crossing more than Bitcoin. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe Ethereum has more volatility. That would imply more crosses. But actually this one right here, June 20th, we got this exact signal. Or June 1st, 2020. Got this exact signal, $230. Where did price go? $4,400. Do you see the significance of these signals? We got it again. It's already done. We're waiting for Bitcoin to do that. On this close, we're hoping to get that exact signal. Right here, we're hoping for it. Ethereum already did it. That is some good evidence, as this market really does run together. That's some good evidence that Bitcoin's looking to do it. That's heavy. That's a heavy evidence. Our indicators aren't really showing us much, really in the same condition as Bitcoin. It's okay. Weekly resistance. Gracie. Hey, Bean. You can't be doing that under the computer. My dog's messing around on the computer. Weekly resistance, we had that double top-ish looking pattern. 4K. That's where we're looking. We're looking for 4K. Not only are we looking for 4K, we're looking for higher highs, I think. I've been saying this the entire time about Ethereum. I don't think this is the all-time high of the cycle. I could easily see Ethereum trading to 7,800. Could easily see it even trading to 11,300. Those are some big targets, right? All we have to do, keep our higher lows, break through our high, and then we're looking for those extensions. Ethereum looking phenomenal on the weekly Ichi. I can't believe I didn't see this. I'm kind of pissed, and now I'm wondering if it's on total market cap as well. We'll find out. Well, we will find out. Daily is not looking quite as much jazz, but that's okay. That's okay. The longer time frames are always going to be more confident, and they're always going to be better information. And so for the daily to be a little sketchy is not really the end of the world. But it's still in the cloud. It's just chilling in the cloud. It is setting up for a cross. Bitcoin got that cross yesterday. Ethereum is setting up for the same cross, but it's still stuck in the clouds, and maybe we're back in the clouds on the daily. Yep. God, when I said it, I didn't want it to happen. Whales, stop it. Don't watch my streams, whales. Don't do what I say. Back in the cloud, so is Ethereum. That might suggest that there's a little more consolidating before a retest of that 4K. That's not the end of the world, though. Nothing really interesting there. You're above the 50, above the 20, above the 100, above the 200. So you're in an uptrend. Ethereum is in an uptrend. Done. Not a lot else outside of that for the daily. The weekly really stealing the show. The weekly stealing all of the show for Ethereum here. These other time frames are not showing much. Might we look for? Might look for a test. Could. 3,200. Meh, I'm not going to make that call. I'm not going to make that call. I don't have any evidence. I don't know what path this is going to take. This could end up painting an inverse head and shoulders like we're looking for on Bitcoin. That'd be totally logical. It could just consolidate sideways and go up, kind of like it did here. Maybe that's more maybe that's more probable, as that's what we've seen. I don't know. Either way, Ethereum, in my opinion, looking to retest 4K. I think it's looking to break it and make a new all-time high. It's likely waiting for Bitcoin. Papa Corn. Everything waits on Papa Corn. Believe it if you want or not, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. You'll find out after enough time. You'll find out. There we go, baby. Our local measured move here, lining up at that 7,800 level. This retracement suggesting this level, and this retracement suggesting the exact same level. You break 4K, you're looking for 7.8. That's some spicy spices. All right, hopefully you guys have voted. Let me check back in on the poll to see what we're doing next. 300 likes. Guys, we can get to 420. We can. I believe in you. ADA, you always win the poll. All right, next poll, ADA is not going to be included because it wins every time. I think we looked at Umbrella Token already, bud. We already called it. We called the play exactly as predicted last stream, or 2 streams ago. I don't remember. All right, we'll look at ADA, but then I guess we'll also look at XRP because I don't want to just do ADA. You guys are so boring. I mean, like, we could have looked at ADA anyway. Huff. Huff and puff. Huff and puff and blow your house down. Ooh. Are you sketching me out, ADA? No. You're not. All right, ADA USD. Let's take a peek here on the week. Still high above its 20 weekly moving average. Still in an uptrend. It did close below its weekly resistance. Did not hold as support. It looked like it was going to early September with this wick, but now we're back below. That's not the best of signs, to be honest. That's not the best of signs. It's not a doom sign. It's not the best. Monthly. So that same thing I just said on the weekly, on the monthly is at 173. If you see this price, this could be a very solid entry. 173 could be a very solid long entry. If you see it. VWAP's down. Dang it. What do we got? What is he? What are you doing, ADA? What are you doing? To be honest, this... Let's make a copy so it can be nice and clean. To be honest, this kind of looks exactly the same as what we just saw. Ba-ding.
Hi, love the channel. Could you please look at $QNT chart? A fan from Ireland, thanks.
Ah, a fan from Ireland, my homeland. I am technically second generation. My father was first generation. From the motherland. Yeah, we could look at that. Let me do ADA here quick. So what I just noticed this. This is very similar. This is some very similar looking price action to me. Do you guys see that? Is it just me? Feel free to tell me I'm crazy if I'm crazy. This is some similar looking price action. Are we about to see the same thing? That's interesting. What I see is kind of this bump. This very bearish potential pattern like this. But that we broke up from. And then we're seeing that bump. And then that very potential bearish pattern that we're hoping to break up from. That looks virtually identical to me. That's interesting. I got the timestamp this. There we go. I like that. Ooh, but the daily is struggling a little here. Daily's struggling a little here. It's not showing quite as much strength as we've seen on other coins on the daily moving averages. It's below the 20. It's below the 50. In fact, this might be the only coin that we've looked at that's below its 20 daily moving average, which is definitely odd to me. However, I think that's not really that important as your 20 weekly is being very respected. Interesting that 20 weekly is at 184, very close to that monthly resistance that has not been backtested as support at 171. I can't make a determination here. Can't make a determination here. How many lows did we see after a high? 1, 2. Yeah. I think ADA is a knife right now, but I think 171, like I said, could be a potential great entry. And Bitcoin giving me alerts. It keeps interrupting me. Crappin'. Son of a bee, what is going on here? What is happening? That weakness, that bearish power on these low time frames is punching us in the face. We said earlier this close in the weekly is likely going to be a battle, and I may have underestimated just how much of a battle. I haven't forgotten about your request. Don't worry. Don't worry. This just alerted me. Huh. Well, how much time till close? 2 hours, 15 minutes. It would be unusual. It would be unusual to see this. Like, this is already a little unusual. This many just kind of pure green, no bounce. It's unusual. It'd be very unusual to see it go all the way down here before close. So for me, it doesn't matter if it does this, closes the weekly, and then dumps. I don't care. All I want is it close right here, above here for this weekly, 2 hours and 15. Bitcoin's getting me a little ramped up. Jeez Louise, man. We were looking for a retracement, not this deep. Is what it is. All right, ADA, there wasn't much else. I really don't have much else to say about it. I think that this is something that I'm not really going to pay attention to until, well, it breaks a new high at $3.10, or until it hits where I'd be interested if I were looking to add to my ADA position. And monthly support at $1.71. We're going to get to that request here, but what I want to see really quickly is on the BTC pair. All right, good. The BTC pair still not really in trouble. If we look at the Bitcoin pair, its valuation against Bitcoin, not against dollars, we're right at that monthly support. Was resistance. Now we're hoping for it to be support. I know I've done something like this many times over many charts, but that's probably how I'd look to play it. Oh, yeah. So really, it's almost a FOMO trade on the BTC pair. This is not related to the USD pair. So if you jump in USD, not knowing that this is BTC pair, none of this applies. The USD value could go down, and this could still go up. So be careful. I hate this stream deck, man. Every show, my stream deck messes up. I don't understand it. I paid some good monies for this because I thought it would be a useful tool. It seems to be a thorn in my side, to be honest. That's right, stream deck. Calling you out live. Okay. What did I owe? I owe Mr. DS QNT. You're a QNT. QNT. Do I have a chart? Nope. Don't have a chart. Holy heck, do I have to pee? I think we can get through QNT first, though. Not a lot of chart history. Thought there was more. Looks like Coinbase has more. Did Bittrex ever have this? Nope. Looks like Coinbase has the most history. Cool. Cuckoo. Not a ton of history though, so we are going to be limited in what we can do. The monthly is going to give us nothing. Monthly is going to give us nothing. It's just green candles. It doesn't show us any support below. It's not favorable. It's not favorable. Unless you're already in it, at least. The weekly with a little more info for us. So the weekly is giving us one support level. This is why I don't like charts with not a lot of chart history. You don't really get a lot of this info from them. We have a real support on the weekly that has been back tested at 176. We have a local support just under 300, 293. It looks like it has tested its weekly bullish engulfing level, like Bitcoin and Ethereum are currently, at 350, basically 347. But unfortunately, it looks like it has rejected from there. We see that top wick here showing buyer or sellers jumped in to the fray as soon as it got there. Daily momentum looks good though. It's rolling over on the daily. This is 11 days, 12 days of waning momentum. Money flow turning back up. This looks really similar to what we just looked at, doesn't it? This is identical. That looks identical too. This right here looks like this right here. Those are really spooky. They're both on the daily too. Look at that. Spicy. Let's see. Don't have any divergence. MACD showing us some bullish divergence on this low. RSI neutral on the daily. And that's so funny. So I just said and just showed you this looks like ADA, right? This looks like the same pattern on the daily. And just like ADA, it's right at its 20 daily moving average. I've never looked at this chart before. Couldn't have planned that. That's pretty wild. Let's just say I have an eye for charts, guys. Got an eye for the charts. Weird. That's very strange. These are remarkably similar. I'm going to look at the 12-hour. Maybe we'll be able to... It's already hit the golden retrace. It's already hit its golden pocket. Already touched it. Thankfully, you have a higher low. I would be it'd be weary under 250. It'd be weary. But if you can break past your all-time high, you have some nice targets above you. About 600, 725. Those are some good numbers. The only thing that worries me about this. Let's see, did we retrace yet? No, that's a nice shallow retrace. Really? I would say as long as dailies are closing above 265, everything is all right. Hasn't really retraced until then. Start closing below though, and then you don't have much support. There's really not a lot beneath you. That's what's a little worrying here. Today's close, I'd like to see it close above the 20 weekly or 20 daily. It's still possible. 2 hours, it's just right at that same value. Kind of similar to ADA in the sense, well, it looks the same, but that I don't really have an edge here. Don't really have an edge. If you had more chart history, maybe we'd have more to work with, but... I think you're going to see... I think you're going to see 293 tested again. You just got to hope it holds. Yup. Boom. Boom. That's some confidence. Golden pockets right there. Here's what you want to see. If this happens, you want to see this. You want to see that 293 hold. Then you want to break through your golden pocket. You've already tested it as resistance, maybe twice, arguably. That could paint something. It's kind of sketchy, though. Well, we'll see what happens at 293, to be honest. I don't have any other edge than that. It looks a lot like ADA. Wouldn't be surprised if it follows with ADA. Whatever ADA does, it likely is going to do the same here in the short term. Well, thank you, my friend, for the 10. I'm sorry I didn't have too much for you. Wish I could have done more. But thank you, DS. I appreciate you. Miho Huzik. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the fan. Fida Adams 2. Edward Hempel. Prezmyslaw Lapinski. 10x Rebellion. 1 minute chart guy. There he is. 1 minute chart guy. Thanks for subscribing, guys. Great to have you here in the fam. Everyone else who hasn't, we're waiting for you. We'll leave the light on. We'll leave the light on. Let's see. What should we do next? I might have gotten distracted. It's because I gotta pee. Follow me on Twitter, by the way. There's been an interesting spot. We've been growing quickly there, so follow me on Twitter. Ethereum we did. AXS we did. BTC we've done. Umbrella we've done. ADA we placed an in-stream trade. Let's see how that plays out. That's 4.5 to 1 risk to reward. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good trade. Theta hasn't moved. LTC pretty much where we left it yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, I'm all right with this sideways trading into the weekly close, to be honest. Oh, total is what I wanted to look at. Total has been our shining star, reflective of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Total also looking for a weekly bullish engulf after testing its 20 weekly moving average. Both signs of strength if it can hold it. Total, okay, this is Ethereum got the signal. I was hoping that maybe Total was in the same condition. That would have been too good to be true. Doesn't look like Total's ever had a cross above the clouds. That's odd. Weird. However, it's above its TK, so it's in an uptrend. As long as Total remains bullish, the market's bullish. We're looking for tests to the high with higher lows. It may just go after the next test. It may take 3, it may take 4. 4 is beloved number by the crypto space for some reason. But this is what we're looking for. Our lows coming up and a flat top, and that leads us to break into the upside. For what? Looks like just under 4.5 trillion, maybe 6.3 trillion for our measured moves. Yeah, I'll take that. Nothing really overlapping there. But still in good condition. Looking to close strong. Bitcoin, you're just being a jerk into this close, aren't you? You're going to make it close. It wouldn't surprise me now, after this move, to see it just right there. Right at the make or break line and just keep us holding our breath all day. That would be very Bitcoin. What's up, Daniel Warg? Thanks for subscribing, brother. Make sure you join the Discord. Verify after you join. You just have to click the little green emoji. Algo. No telling how long this will last. I can tell you. 2 hours and 3 minutes. We can do more requests. I've got to really quick. I got to pee. I've got to take a pee. But this is a great opportunity. Crap, I don't know where my smoke screen went. This is a great opportunity to subscribe, to check out the Patreon, to join the Discord, to like the stream. You guys have like 2 minutes. Here, I'll time myself. I like this timer. It keeps me on track. I'll put 2 minutes on the clock. Did it work? I don't get why this timer doesn't work. Ready to go. Okay, then go. I've got to go. That's why I'm doing this. This timer's crap. Stop. Reset. Start. Anyway, all right, I'll be back quick. I just gotta go pee. Don't go anywhere. Like the stream, subscribe, Discord. You know the deal. You got 2 minutes. I think that was 2 minutes. Looks like Bitcoin's recovered a wee in those 2 minutes. Just a wee. Do we have any? Okay, we might be seeing a little reversal. This is what we want. This is on the 1 minute. Doesn't mean we're reversing to the moon. But all we want is a reversal before this close, because we don't want to get any closer to this bullish, or to losing this weekly bullish engulf. So that's somewhat good to see. Momentum back to buying. We see money flow looking to roll over. VWAP is rigid to the upside. 5 minute is a little less in agreement, but we do see selling momentum waning off again. VWAP is positive, and we do have some bullish divergence on our low. We might have the beginning of a short-term reversal. VWAP on the 15, finally back in the right direction. Same with the 30. 45 almost. Hourly almost. Last 2 hours of the week. Closing up the first week of the fourth quarter. And it's potentially going to be a big one. Potentially going to be a big one. That's a wild wick, isn't it? Wild, wild wick. Crow swerving our entry. Tezos. MTV still consolidating. Everything kind of seemingly moving sideways here. In anticipation for this close. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Because I can. What's up, Bad Garlic Breath? How you doing? It's been a while, dude. How have you been? How have you been living? Wouldn't be surprised to close 49K plus. At this point, with 2 hours, I mean, that's possible, but I would be surprised, to be honest. I think we just get like something like this and we close around here. We had like that Elon pump. This is just like an Elon candle. It's like straight up and then just no retraces, fully goes all the way down. Or no bounces, just goes fully retraced. That was like it reminds me of the Elon pump back in January. What's up, crypto fanboy? New sub, welcome. I would love to be wrong though. This is a nice little green candle. I guess we did identify correctly a short-term reversal at least. I would love to be wrong. Close above 49. That'd be dope. TK Rec, you're the best YouTuber? Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad you think so. Thank you. The world is screwed. Yeah, it'd be all right. Drive C waiting for the big dump on AXS. That's in line with what we've been saying. Just talking about BTC? No. We've looked at many coins. Howdy, howdy. Bullish crypto. How you doing, bro? There we go. All right, well, we literally again spotted this reversal. That's what we want. We just want some kind of bounce here. Keep price above the bullish engulfing line. Keep it preferably above that. Actually, preferably we close it bullish engulfed on the daily as well. That would be excellent. That gap. I wonder what that was about. I rarely use volume. I'm going to add volume to this chart. What was this about? So this took like, this was a huge volume purchase that just faded down on low volume. That's weird. It's very unusual. I really just think this is end of week shenanigans because this week is going to be important, this close. I look like a carrot. Fair enough. Hey, carrots are high in what vitamin A? I don't know. They're healthy. Something like that. Did we get 420 likes yet? Are we still not at 420? 343 guys are killing me. We're so close. We had 400 viewing. 410 viewing. We still need to get to 420. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. Potassium. I thought that was bananas are high in potassium. 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 Is PVU not? Okay, PVU isn't on TradingView. I had planned on looking at it this stream, and apparently not. What about UFO? Okay. This must be such a small denomination that, yeah. This is what happens with kin. You can't actually see it because it's such a small denomination. I wonder if we can trick it, though. I wonder if we can trick TradingView into they're showing it to us. And we just did. Oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Even I didn't know that. I just learned something new. Cool. So we can look at this. It's measured against Ethereum. Do we have any daily candles? Yeah, we do. UFO region up, testing that previous daily resistance. I don't know what this is, guys. I have no idea. Looks like our measured move brings us pretty darn close to filling this gap in. Interesting. Money flow looks good. Momentum looks good. RSI looks good. The daily looks good. $12-hour even looks good. This is an interesting chart. Problem with this is going to be kind of hard to trade right now. I think the only trade really I would ever consider on this is a short. Let's take it from the very top, which it hasn't touched. But not a forever short. Not a forever short. There we go, 4.28. Because you're right back at this high, you're right at resistance. Longing here is crazy. That's the FOMO crap. Even though I think it is looking to fill this gap, I still would play this short. Probably back to the 0.5. Depends. I like to say the 0.5. And then I would look for it. And then you have a nice smooth bottom. Interesting chart. And I learned something new. Not a lot else there. There's really no other play. Going long right at that high is that's noob trading. We don't do that. We don't do the noob trading. We are calculated. Let's see, SLP. Do I have? Let's see if I have any of these charts. I do have an SLP chart. Who knows from when? I wonder what's going to be on here. Also wonder what happened to the music. Oh, my headphones just got turned off. Okay. Oh, womp womp SLP, wompity womp. That looks terrible. What happened here? What happened here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weekly red candles in a row with no bounce? The heck? I wonder if there's some issue. I wonder if there's like a big problem. I don't know anything about this. Wow. That's ugly. It does set up for a really, really strong measured move. But it has so much to get over. It's trading at 7 cents. Needs to break 42 cents. That's going to be a struggle. But what I like here is our measured moves for both retracements are very close. Very, very, very similar. $1.38 or just under $3. The issue is you haven't seen a reversal yet. The weekly isn't going to help us here. Daily looks like it wants to roll over, but man, is it gonna, it's taking its time. No divergence on your low. No. No low. Momentum, not bad. I'm not sure we see the evidence for a reversal yet, but 15 cents picks up on my radar here. What happened to this thing? I wonder if there was some big shenanigan, because that's unusual. I don't have enough confidence to call a reversal yet. I still think there's a risk to reward play here. Hiding in plain sight. There it is. There we go. Patient trader could get a lower entry, but looking to stop below the previous low. Sitting just under 5.5 cents. You have a nice risk to reward. Looking just to play that back to what was support here. Really didn't, just kind of blew through it, so we would expect some kind of retrace. That looks about right. I'd normally target that 0.5 at 15 cents, but this is kind of a consolidation zone that I could also see it stopping at. It's just at 10. That's not a very good setup. You really need like 13.8 for this to work. Maybe 15 it is. This is weird. Honestly, here I have this trade set. I wouldn't take this trade. I don't like it. I don't like whatever the heck is going on with this. Something's just weird about it. Ew. Unable to add stream marker. Well, screw you. This is our old BNB chart that slapped hard. Our measured move was the top. Well, the top locally there. Right at the golden pocket again. Huh. I wonder why this coin was trending. I wonder why BNB was trending, just because it's like kind of green. Doesn't seem hype enough to like be trending though. Well, you're at your golden pocket. You're in the cloud. Alright, though. Unlike some other stuff we saw, at least this is above the 50. It's above all its moving averages. That's excellent. It's looking for a decent close. It is at its golden retrace at the pocket right here, and what looks to be like a potential neckline right here. If not a neckline, at least a local resistance at $431. That may reject it. Very well may reject price. Huh. It's not the end of the world. Then you're looking for probably an inverse head and shoulders pattern. I wonder if this is what's going to happen. I kind of doubt it, though. I think it'll catch earlier. I think it'll probably catch around 383. Looking to close bullish engulf on the weekly isn't terrible. I'm not seeing it. I don't know why people are hyped about this right now. I mean, it's going for a decent close above 400 bucks. It's bullish engulfed. Quarterly, only up quarterlies. There you go. If BNB trades above 465, it'll get my attention. And until then, also see under 300. Not too interesting. Surprised. I kind of expected it to be better. What haven't we looked at? What's BPAY? Let's see, HNT. We have an HNT chart. No BPAY chart. I love looking at old charts, seeing what I was doing then. All right. Whiling out. I don't know what HNT is, but it's whiling. It's a whiling. On top of the 20 weekly, bullish engulf, same as Bitcoin, same as Ethereum. No divergence on the weekly. Got resistance at 2380 on the weekly. Definitely got some kind of support down here too. Take it from 1099 because I like that number. See if it can retake its highs. 30, yeah, here we go. I'm looking for 3640 on HNT. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'm looking for it. The macro 1618 lines up with the local 1618 at, what is the difference? 9 cents between the two? That's incredibly close. It got a cross up above the clouds on the weekly too. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how this will play out. Maybe like that. That looks pretty decent. This looks strong. Bitcoin. When's this over? An hour and 40 minutes till close. Hype's chilling out. That's all right. We've been live for a while now. Robbie wants to see boss token. Hey, at least the bots are tipping.
Can you check out boss token on CMC? Would love to get your opinion on it. Seems to be a good project.
So I don't know anything about boss. It has the same total supply as SHIB. Doesn't have a disclosed max supply. Nor, I guess, a disclosed circulating supply. It's on Binance Smart Chain. So, without even looking at anything. One, it's only traded on PancakeSwap. Very little volume. I don't know anything about it. To be honest, can't really say anything about it specifically about the project. Okay? Can't say anything specifically about the project. But what I can say is that this thing is being botted so hard on our YouTube streams. I'm wary of anything that gets botted. If it's a good project, it should be able to stand on its own. There's no developer repo. What is its goal? What is it? It's at a 14-day low. Let's see, it's Twitter. Dude, for a project that has no developer repo, has 2,000 followers on Twitter, for how many bots have been in here spamming it, bros, this screams red flags for me. I'm sorry. I appreciate the tip, but this screams red flag. Like, I'm done with it. Everyone's welcome to invest in what they want to. All I can do is give you that word of caution. If you gotta bot it, it means it's not standing on its own legs, its own accomplishments. Be very wary. Incredibly wary. The goal is to rug you. That's the sad truth about a lot of stuff in crypto, guys. Like 90% of projects, maybe more, are just flat out rugs, flat out scams. Like 90% of the projects. Maybe more, maybe 99%. It is safest to assume in crypto investing that something is a scam until proven otherwise. Especially when something's a token. If it's its own chain, a little more confidence in it if it's its own chain. But when it's just a token issued on another chain, it's got to really prove itself. It's got to really, really prove itself. And a terrible sign is bots. Almost every scam that we've seen in the recent time, we've had tons of bots trying to spam in our live streams. I'm not saying boss is a scam, but it screams red flags to me. I wish you the best. Like, I wish you, genuinely hope it works out for anyone in here that's bought it. I don't want anyone to get screwed. But man, 2,000 followers on Twitter, and we have like 50 people in our stream saying boss, 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 on like multiple streams. No. DS wants to look at DAG. Sure. Bitcoin doing a little rebounding here, following the chart.
Thanks for the QNT analysis, Tom. Much appreciated.
I wish it was better.
Did you peep dollar DAG also?
That's a little scary to me on my first take here. That high looks a little scary. Where do you even take this from? All right. Looks like it hit its macro on 618. It's retraced a heck of a lot, too. It's kind of down at that golden pockety area. DAG better find support soon. Make this bigger. Man, if this doesn't find, this isn't Bitcoin pair, but if this doesn't find support soon against Bitcoin in valuation, I mean, it's looking for 50% drop against Bitcoin. It's like in dollars. Bitcoin sending me alerts again. There's our measured moves. It's hit them. Where's Bitcoin at? There we go. Floating back up. We identified the local reversal while we were streaming live. That's all I'm saying. So we saw measured move hit. Boom. But now we're seeing some selling. So what do? We look at the retracement. 0.5 puts us right back to 10, 11 cents. Golden pocket at like 7, 8. Oof. Oof. Below the 100. Below the 100, below the 20, below the 50. That's something. We have not seen many. We haven't seen many coins in that condition. Below the clouds. This is interesting. This is very different. Very different from maybe everything else we've looked at today. There is a chance here to bounce. It is at its golden pockets, and right where we'd expect it to retrace to. It's about 18 cents maybe. If I was a gambling man, I might look to enter at 18. Maybe ride it back to the high. If I was a gambling man. But this is hey, I'll give you this. You're not buying at the all-time high. Potentially weekly support was resistance, potentially weekly supports right here. Pretty close to your golden pocket. Honestly, if it goes lower than the golden pocket, I'd be out. Definitely would be out if it reaches down under like 15. It's okay for now. It's a better buy than, I don't know, AXS at its all-time high. But this one can get really ugly. It can. It's not yet, but this top V shape with this wick, that can be a little blow off toppy. I'd really like to see it find support right here. 17, 18 cents. If you get that, then you can start building your way back up. But that is, that's a little knifey. A wee knife-ish. You do have some bullish divergence on your lower time frames here on the lows. On the lows. Oh, man. Yeah, this is actually not a shirt. This is just paint. Let's see how that goes. I'm running out of steam, guys. We've looked at a lot of charts. Trainwreck wants to see YGG. I don't have the chart. I appreciate you, DS. Honestly, you want to get a little pro tip for these streams. You want to get the requests in right after I finish up the Bitcoin. That's when you want to get them in. That's when I'm like in the zone. By 2 hours, I'm like running out of steam. Not a lot of data here, so we're not really going to be able to do much with it. Not going to be able to do too much here. What stands out to me, though, is you only have one level on the daily. That's at $7.05. You almost touched it today. Wouldn't be surprising to touch it. See some buyers. Might be a play, as I put up here. From 7 to 7.93. 12% upside, 4% downside. 3 to 1. Three to 1. I don't know if I have enough data to really do anything with. You really only have that one level, $7. You're looking for that to hold. If it holds, and then you break your high, then you get some nice numbers, I'm sure. Like $10, $10.50. There's just not going to be anything else to do on this. There's simply not enough data. I don't even think we have a 20-day. No, of course not. We only have like 10 days. What might be interesting, though, is where's our 10-day? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, right there. $7.05. That's where I'm looking. That's where I'm looking. It'd be ideal to have your stop loss actually below that below that 10. But then you're going to have to be looking for bigger gains, so it could be played that way. There it is. 2 potential trades. Patient trader would wait for that 10 average down here. But that's not what we're here for. Yeah, that's it. That's an interesting chart. It's pretty cut and clean. That's about it. All right, guys. I love y'all. Today was a great stream. We had our numbers back. We had over 400 viewers live at the same time. We didn't make it to 420 likes. Just 30 short. It's a shame. But you guys did your best, and I appreciate you for it. We are live here every day. Join us again tomorrow around 3 p.m. Eastern. crown out.